In this video, I will be covering creating title sheets. To begin creating a title sheet, select the destination folder, right-click, and copy seed. In the file type, you'll use the ORD title sheet A. You'll then fill out the county route parent number here and the file suffix for the A sheet. Then you'll click Create File. I've already done that, so I've got my example here up. So it starts off here, still have the levels down here. This is going to be for what's active in the file. So if you see here, it's active in the file. This one's going to be for the title sheet reference DGN. So that's going to be this one. That'll be for these. And this model is just for working. This is not going to be the print sheet. This is going to be where you're going to edit your plan dates. Just double click on it. Brings up text editor. It's where you'll edit your seals. This is where you'll put in your page numbers. You'll place your map sheet on this one. To get to our CPN data, what used to be the CPN data, we'll be using the sheet index now. So just go ahead and expand this one. To get that, it'll be in the File Explorer. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open it for edit. Alright, now that we have it open for edit, we'll go ahead and bring up the properties. Then in here, this is where all of your CPN data will be entered now. And in order to get that CPN data to show up, I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to go ahead and just remove these two from this sheet index. So then, now that I have that up, I'm going to go ahead and add sheet. Comes up. This is my example A1. And I just want the first two sheets for this example. I'm going to do a map sheet with this, so we'll just go ahead and add them both at the same time. And now we've got our sheet models in there. So now if we go ahead and go to our sheet model view, you'll now see that our CPN data is now populated properly with the information that we had here and this properties here. Use the tab to get out of it, get it to update. I usually just go between the model views. And there we go, now it's updated. Go back to our working. Let's go ahead and get out of our properties. Next part of this is going to be working with the actual index of sheets. To work with that, you'll just select this and double click on the edge of it. It'll take a few seconds for it here to load the Excel. And of course it came up on my other screen. Alright, so now we've got the Excel window open here. So now we can edit any of the contents on this side of it. So I'm just going to put test title in so it'll show you to update it here, and we'll change this to location, test. Then if we need to, if you want to add or remove sheet series real quickly, let's go ahead and click the sheet list. It'll bring up this hide sheet selection. So you just select the sheets that you don't want to have in there. So say if I want to hide these ones here, then you just click OK, and now it'll have hid those sheet series. If you need to insert a row, just select, click Insert Rows. It'll come up here. You can type in however many number of rows you want. So say we want 2 rows. You see it'll insert 2 rows there for us. And then for the sheet count in the top right, use the sheet count button here. It'll go ahead and get you a total number of sheets. Once you're done editing, just go ahead and click close. Now you can see here we've got test title and location test and some extra ones there. It is updated. Then working with that on our A sheet, that's going to be in our references. So just bring up my references to work with those. While I'm working in those, we'll go pin that. So now we'll go over our references here. This is going to be the border. This is going to be the actual file reference to the working model in this file. This is going to be the first index reference. So this is going to be for the first part of the index. And if you need to manipulate it, you can then come in here and say we want to stop it right at the R sheets. Come in there. And I found that I can come in here, go like this. We're going to move, select that, select the reference. So we'll just go ahead. So I'm just going to move it straight up here and match it up there. So that way when it prints, you might have to adjust this for when it prints because that's going to give it a bottom border line here. Then over on this other side here, we now have our second index reference. So now we have, I stopped at the R sheet, so we're going to have to move this down a little bit. Bring this up so get the R sheets. All right, now we're going to move. All right, that's right. We got to change this here. We're going to change this so this second index reference, make that so it can be manipulated. Move commands. Now we come in here, do our move. We can get that edge point. Then we're going to come in here, select this, that, and then it moves it right up to it. That's how you get it butted up to it there. So now we have the second index reference header and second index reference portion of it. Then as far as getting, then we have our design data, rural and urban. So that depends on if you've got a rural project or an urban project. If we go into our view, we can actually just automatically set our plan blocks by doing an apply save view. And we've got all of the different turn-ins. So all you have to do is click that. Now we've got our primary D3 plan turn-in. We can get our D5. Then we have our Iowa maps right here. That is going to be part of this one here, part of the master working model. So then to get our map sheet set up, come back out here, and change our workflow to the Iowa DOT apps. Once we're in our DOT apps, we can select the reference map. So this will bring up this. You can choose your county. You can type in a letter to get you there. There we go. We got Story County, and then if you have a city that you want to highlight here. So I'm just going to place a county map for this example. Alright, I'll come up, say done, click exit. Now you'll see the county map placed here. From here, you want to get to your fence tools, which is going to be back in your drawing. Productions, let's get our fence tools. And let's just get ready to clip this down real quick to get started working with it. So we're going to select that one. We have our fence drawn. Now clip reference and make sure it's set to our active fence. Let's click. Let me go back to our element selection. Now I can adjust it. Make sure I'm not really cutting anything major off. Something I personally like to do is make sure I'm not really cut anything real major for labels or location marks. That looks pretty good there. So let's go ahead. Now we can go ahead and move it down to here. And then I find it really handy when I'm working with the reference map in here. Let's come into our view attributes. Turn off level overrides. Gives you a little bit of color to work with here, because now you can see the purple for the primary for the interstates, or the magenta, and the red for the primaries. And to get these up there, it's pretty easy. You can just take and select this. Let's just say we start about here. For example, I'll bring this up here. Then we'll just say that our construction ends, say it goes to just here before the interstate. Let's bring that up in there. And when you're moving it, it moves by where this little line is. And it'll flip back and forth. Then if I want to get like a center line for this, a good way to do that is if you come in here and you select this one, you're going to have, it's going to be the primary center line for primary routes. You got your int center line for interstates. So like for this one, I can come in here, then I can just take and select a portion of this and copy it and use it for a different line. Take and set it to a different level. If you want it, that way you can highlight where the project is along there. You can set it to a different level, and then you can change the widths and line weights. We'll just go ahead and turn the primary set line back off. So let's go ahead and go into our map view now. So if that's not coming in properly, just come in here, span this out. We've got Iowa 1 and Iowa 2. These are going to be for the Iowa maps here. Iowa 1 is going to contain county number 1 through 60. And then Iowa 2 is going to start at, this is going to be 61. So add 60 plus this number. We're working, this one's in Story County, so I'll show you it's going to be 25. 60 plus 25 is 85. County number 85. We've got Story County. Need to make sure that we've got the right map scale on. So let's see here. Level 7, level 6, and this one is not rural, so we're just going to turn off that so we can go in here. and level off by element. There we go. Now we've got it to our rural scale, not our urban. Now that we have this all set up, final step, if you've got something like this where it's not loading in, you can just go up here to go to properties, or let's see here, tools, reload all. And there we go. See, it just goes ahead and fix it for you there. Now that we've got that ready, now we're ready to go ahead and print. Last thing to do, the easiest way to do this is just come into the road. Here to just select the A sheets. We're just going to select the print organizer right here. Open print organizer. And this one is going to be black and white PDF sheet models for our A sheets. So our A sheets are black and white, not color. Now that we're in here, you can expand this and you're going to see there's your sheets there. You can just go ahead and select print. So I'm just going to put it in here. It's a test A sheet. And we'll go ahead and do test A sheet for the description. I'm just going to go ahead and put it right into my working folder. So what this is going to do is it's actually going to go out and create a placeholder file, PDF out there in ProjectWise. And now you see it's updated it here in the destination. I like to use open file after creation. That way it just opens it up and I can double check the PDF when it's done. So we'll go ahead and print here. These A sheets shouldn't take too long to print. I'll bring this over here to show that too. Alright, looks like it got done. And alright, and it looks like it didn't get all of our settings that we updated. See, it didn't get that and didn't get our plan dates. So let's go ahead and get that fixed. Do that, come back in here, go to File, just gonna go ahead and update the server copy. So let's go ahead and print this again. Go ahead and change that to test A sheet 1. And we'll just go ahead and run that again now. We've updated the server copy. So what happens is that it goes out, and when you run the print organizer, it actually goes out and pulls whatever is out there on the server, most up-to-date one. So sometimes it hasn't pushed the most recent one up to the server yet. So you just have to update the server copy and then reprint the sheets. So now you can see we've got our correct county there. We've got our plan date correct, and same thing on this one. So yep, again, that was just going in, file, update server copy to get the most recent copy of it up to the server. So that covers making and creating the A sheets for the title sheets.